The annual Carter Foundation charity gala sparkled under the golden chandeliers of New York's Plaza Hotel. Hundreds of guests in tuxedos and gowns mingled, sipping champagne and exchanging business cards. The city's wealthiest elite had gathered to flaunt power and generosity in one room. Near the edge of the ballroom sat Claire Carter, the 26-year-old daughter of Richard Carter, one of America's most powerful CEOs. She wore a stunning emerald gown that shimmered in the light, but her wheelchair stood out just as much as her beauty. 2 years ago, a tragic car accident had left her paralyzed from the waist down. Though she smiled politely, Claire could feel the distance. Businessmen greeted her father with handshakes, but barely looked at her. Women nodded sympathetically, whispering behind champagne flutes. Young men who once might have asked her to dance now glanced away awkwardly, pretending not to see her. The gala had been her father's idea. It will be good for you, Claire, to be out in society again. But as she sat alone at her table, watching couples whirl across the dance floor, Claire felt more invisible than ever. She tried to focus on the string quartet playing softly in the corner. She told herself she was fine, that she didn't need anyone to notice her. But deep down, the sting of being ignored ached worse than the accident itself. Then a voice broke through. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" Claire looked up. Standing before her was a tall man in his late 30s, wearing a simple black suit, not designer, not flashy, but neat. His eyes were warm, not pitying, and beside him stood a little girl, no more than 7, holding a tiny purse shaped like a teddy bear. "I'm Jack," the man said with a gentle smile. "And this is my daughter, Emma. We're a little out of place here, but I thought, well, you looked like you could use some company." Claire blinked, startled. You want to sit with me?" Emma tugged at her father's hand. Daddy asked her the real question. Jack chuckled, then looked at Claire. "Right, Claire Carter, would you honor me by being my date tonight?" For a moment, the room seemed to freeze. No one had asked her that since before the accident. Claire's throat tightened. She almost laughed it off, but the kindness in Jack's eyes stopped her. Slowly she nodded. "I'd love that," she whispered. Emma squealed in delight, climbing onto the chair next to Claire. Jack sat across from her, and suddenly the lonely table wasn't so lonely anymore. As the evening went on, Claire discovered that Jack wasn't part of the glittering corporate world. He was a single dad who worked as a firefighter in Queens. His wife had passed away years ago, and he was raising Emma on his own. "I don't have stocks or board seats," he joked. "But I make a mean pancake breakfast." Claire laughed, genuinely laughed, for the first time in months. Emma chimed in with silly stories about school, making Claire giggle until her cheeks hurt. Across the ballroom, whispers began. People noticed the powerful CEO's daughter sitting with a firefighter and his little girl. Some eyebrows arched, some mouths frowned. Richard Carter himself looked stunned, but he didn't interrupt. He watched his daughter glowing in a way he hadn't seen since before the accident. Then came the dance. The music shifted into a waltz, couples moving gracefully across the polished floor. Claire looked down at her wheelchair, her smile faltering. She had once loved dancing. It was her joy, her freedom. Jack stood, walked around the table and bent slightly. "May I have this dance?" Claire's voice cracked. "Jack, I can't." "Yes, you can," he said softly. "It just might look a little different." He gently took her hands, guiding her wheelchair to the edge of the dance floor. Slowly, he moved with her, synchronizing his steps with the wheels. The crowd hushed. At first, Claire felt self-conscious, but Jack's steady gaze never wavered. "You're beautiful, Claire," he whispered. "And you deserve to be seen." Her eyes filled with tears. As the music swelled, they moved together, not like everyone else, but perfectly in their own rhythm. The ballroom erupted in applause. For the first time in years, Claire didn't feel broken. She felt alive. When the dance ended, Jack knelt beside her. "Thank you for letting me be your date tonight. Emma and I—" "We'll never forget it." Claire touched his hand. "No, Jack, I should be thanking you. You reminded me that my life isn't over. It's just different." Richard approached then, his voice unsteady. "Claire, I haven't seen you this happy in years. Thank you, Jack, for giving my daughter her smile back. Jack stood respectfully. With all due respect, sir, she never lost it. She just needed someone to look closely enough. Tears slipped down Claire's cheeks as Emma handed her a paper flower she had made from a napkin. So you'll remember us, the little girl said. Claire pressed the flower to her heart. She knew she would. From that night on, the Carter family and Jack's little world intertwined. Claire found herself invited to pancake breakfasts, firehouse visits, and quiet walks in the park. Jack and Emma didn't see a paralyzed CEO's daughter. They saw Claire, and for her, that was everything.